Alright, so this is just a quick demo on how to convert CT data into an STL file in 3D Slicer. Okay, so I've opened 3D Slicer. I'm now going to load my data. Choose files to add. Bear with me a sec. I'll find this guy. Okay, here we are. So I've saved my data as TIFF files. You may have saved them as DICOMs, but it's the same method applies here. So I select my first TIFF image in the sequence, click open, tick show options to volume, untick single file, click OK, and that should load. There we go. So now we need to scale this. So we need to set the voxel size. That's in volumes. So my voxel size is 12 microns. You should know this from your CT scan. So that's a square voxel. So equally in the XYZ. Okay, so to bring this back in focus, we can just click these buttons. There we go. Here we're moving through the scan. Okay. So now we need to create this as a new volume. So we can go create new volume as. I'm just going to call it new. Okay, so that's created. Sorry, convert. There we go. So now we can threshold this and turn it into an STL file. So that's in segment editor. Select the volume that we've just created. Okay. We need to add that here to our menu. Don't mind this, you can kind of just ignore whatever's going on here. So then we want to threshold this. Okay. So we can set the different intensities of the threshold window kind of down here, an upper and a lower limit. You can kind of do this visually, but for metals and for my specific settings, I have specific values that I use. So I'm just going to pause this video while I grab those settings. Okay, that took me a little bit longer to find than I had hoped, but the values that I use for this are 152.49 and 255.00. So that might take a bit of trial and error depending on your material and the CT settings that you're using. Okay, so that's thresholding. You can see the area that is being thresholded in green here. So I can click apply. Okay, so that's been created. So now I want to see how that's turned out. So I can click show 3D, and this should pop up here in a moment. Okay, so that's finished. So I shouldn't be seeing all this excess here, so my threshold might need to be refined there a bit, but you can get the principle there. So this is my scan here. So by the way, this is a 3D printed titanium lattice structure. Well, that is reasonable enough. That kind of goes. That is kind of what I would expect. Okay, so we have that volume, so we want to export that as an STL. We go to export files, export the files as STL. Export into your folder, obviously. So I'm actually just going to change that folder. Okay, yeah. Okay, so export to files. Okay, so I need to, I'm going to set the same folder as where the TIFF files were saved. Okay. Okay, I think this was the 12 one, I think. Okay, so let's call that 12. Choose the directory. Yeah. Export. Okay, so that's been created here. Do not want to open that in preform. Preform is shite. There we go. Okay, so that's loaded here. The mesh is actually quite heavy, so this is quite slow. I've also quite a lot open on my computer at the moment. Yeah, but you get the picture anyway.